Module 7, ALOS Activism. Objectives. At the end of the module or discussion, the student should be able to define activism and identify its types, distinguish activism and rebellion through analysis of the current social issues, appreciate through discussion ALOS activism. Activism, the policy or action of using vigorous campaigning to bring about political or social change. Ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga tao para makuha nila yung mga right nila or para may pagbabago sa gobyerno, ganun, or sa isang organization or company by doing rally, ganun. During the first 3 years of ALOS in America, he contributed to and edited various union newspapers and magazines, providing a literary foundation to the labor movement and clear expression of Filipino demands. Bulusan's work proved ultimately successful as Filipinos slowly gained better economic opportunities and civil rights. So, nasabi lang po nila na naging successful ang mga gawa ni Bulusan nung unti-unti nang nakukuha ng mga Filipino yung magandang opportunity sa trabaho nila or yung maganda na yung mga rights nila. By 1934, Carlos Bulusan worked in the United Cannery, Agricultural Packing, and Allied Workers of America or Okapawa as its publicist. He edited Okapawa's magazine entitled The New Tide and came into contact with progressive writers around the country. In his autobiography, Bulusan states that he took over the magazine after its original creator, the socialist lawyer Pascual, passed away. There are two friends of Carlos Bulusan, namely Chris Binsalvas and Claro Candelario, about Filipino labor organizers in Los Angeles. They regularly met at the Los Angeles Public Library. Committee for the Protection of Filipino Rights, a branch of the American Committee for the Protection of the Foreign-Born that formed by the three friends and some other leftist Filipinos. In this organization, Bulusan served as CPFR's Commission Secretary. CPFR campaigned to get 20,000 signatures in support for Filipino naturalization, supported by New York Congressman Vito Marcantonio, a representative of the American Labor Party. In 1940, CPFR moved to Stockton. Bulusan criticized at CPFR among some activists for being a divisionist. In 1946, President Harry Truman signed the Filipino Naturalization Bill, wherein Filipino enabled to become citizen. So, the Filipino Naturalization Bill, Filipino ay pwedeng maging citizen doon sa Amerika. The signing of the bill indicated the success of Bulusan and CPFR. July 4, 1946, the Philippines also gained its independence from the United States as was provided by the Tidings-McDuffie Act. In May 1948, Stockton's Local 7 labor union led an asparagus strike. Bulusan helped fellow Filipino labor activists Claro Candelario, Chris Mensalvas, Ernesto Manguang, Larry Itliong, and Philip Vera Cruz with the strike organization, with over 1,500 asparagus workers marching through downtown Stockton. It was one of the largest strikes in American history, but the strike was ultimately unsuccessful. A 1950s, Carlos Bulusan and Chris Mensalvas with union workers. In the day the 1952 yearbook was released, Bulusan was rushed the Fairlands Sanatorium, a tuberculosis hospital in Seattle. So by the 1952, Carlos Bulusan suffered for tuberculosis. International Longshore and Warehouse Union or ILWU officers such as Mensalvas scrambled to raise funds to pay for Bulusan's hospital bills, at least 80 workers. So, si Mensalvas, in-ask niya yung mga members or workers to contribute to the Carlos Bulusan hospital bill. So, yung slogan is, to help Carlos Bulusan is to help labor. Do contribute generously. In 1953, Bulusan was released from Fairlands Sanatorium and returned to work for Local 37. In 1954, he began working on a new constitution for Local 37. So, naging successful na naman yung mga gawa nila dito, gawa nila ng ILWU. From $30 a month, poor food, unsanitary living conditions, deductions, etc. to $250 a month guarantee, plus overtime, free plane transportation back and forth, special meals, modern housing, free medical services, sick benefits, etc. September 16, 1950, Bulusan stated that within the last few months he made connection with the Payoplaya liberation movement in the Philippines, and he already attempted to connect some of his relatives to the movement. 136, one of the dead guerrillas possessed a letter written by Julie, one of the Bulusan's aliases. Defense Minister Ramon Magsaysay accused Bulusan of being one of the Hukbalahap. Bulusan became a persona non grata in the Philippines for over 10 years because of the alleged red tape. In 1949, the FBI conducted surveillance on Bulusan's beginning. They collected data everywhere they could and they checked everything they could. So, parang nag-background investigation sila kay Bulusan na inalam nila yung background niya. Within ILWU, Local 37's 1952 year, Bulusan wrote Terrorism Rides the Philippines. Bulusan criticized Defense Secretary Ramon Magsaysay and especially Philippine President Manuel Rojas. Rojas signed both the Philippine Trade Act 1946 and Parity Amendment 1947, which gave American businesses equal rights to use the country's natural resources. These agreements served only large corporations and promoted U.S. neocolonialism in the Philippines. Later in the article, Bulusan complains Rojas attacks on the Hukbalahap. Rojas attacks on the Hukbalahap, the communist guerrilla group that originally led the Philippine resistance against the Japanese during World War II. The Battle Hymn of the Hukbalahaps by Bulusan, which does not appear or was not included in the Carlos Bulusan papers. The CR and the dedication wrote by Bulusan that used the Huk Rebellion as historical base, edited by Epifanio San Juan Jr. and published in 1995. In 1954, Bulusan contacted the FBI's shuttle office to request an interview with an agent. Bulusan admitted that he was not involved in any dissident organization or insurrections. The next year, FBI ceased its surveillance on Bulusan, admitting it could not find conclusive proof of Bulusan's membership in the Communist Party. Bulusan's FBI file was declassified. So, ito yung kagandahan lang ng mga alias-alias. Para hindi makilala yung tunay na pagkatao mo pag nagsusulat ka ng mga article against government or against sa isang organization. Yun lang po, ma'am. Thank you.